Okay, so today I'm going to be doing my first YouTube video, which is going to be a book review about the book Glass House in the series Morganville Vampires. I have the first two books right here, but I'm only going to talk about the first one as to not give anything away. So I guess I'll start off by reading the back of the book. Morganville is a small college town in the heart of Texas that has its share of quirky characters and some evil ones too. When student Claire Danvers moves off campus to one of Morganville's oldest houses, she finds that her roommates don't show many signs of life, but they'll have Claire's back when the town's deepest secrets come crawling out, hungry for fresh blood. Okay, so the book starts off following around Claire Danvers. She's 16, she's brilliant, she graduated high school 2 years early with a perfect 4.0. And since she's only 16, even though she could go to any college she wanted to, her parents don't think it's safe for her to be so far away from home at such a young age. So they send her to TPU thinking it would be safer. They were wrong. The book starts off with Claire being bullied in her college dorm by one of the town's preppy mean girls. And once Claire starts fearing for her own safety, she decides to go off campus and find a different place to live, even though her parents don't allow it. She calls some places, but they sound like a bunch of really creepy people. But then she calls the Glass House, and they sound like a group of normal people, so she goes and checks it out. There she meets the only other female in the house, Eve Rosser, who welcomes her in with open arms. Then she meets one of the males in the house, Shane Collins. He's a very laid-back type of person, and as long as she seems normal, he doesn't care. She seems normal, so he doesn't care. And then she meets Michael Glass, the owner of the house, and clearly the more responsible one, even though they're all about the same age. At first, Michael says no because she's underage, and it could be getting them in a lot of trouble. But then she convinces him that she won't be in any trouble, and that it's for her own safety, so he agrees. Then Claire does get into trouble, which results in the housemates trying to help her out, and which gets them into more trouble, so she tries to help them out, which gets them all into bigger trouble. In this book, the town's deepest secrets really come crawling out to Claire very fast, and she has to wrap her mind around the fact that science cannot explain everything in order to survive. You'll learn a lot about the characters Shane, Michael, Claire, Eve, the town itself, the vampires, and it'll give you a whole new outlook on vampires in the public eye that you could have never imagined with Vampire Diaries or True Blood or the Sookie Stackhouse novels or Twilight. I'm not saying it's completely different from every other vampire book that you've read, but it does have its own characteristic differences that will separate it from those books and TV shows and movies. And it's overall a really great series and a really great book. And personally, I would highly recommend it. I love the whole series. It's not like some of those series where you read like the first 3 or 4 books and then it gets really boring or completely changes into where it's a different book completely, it seems like. This book, it stays connected to the first book in a way, if you like the first book, which if you like vampire books at all, you will fall in love with this series. So if you like the first book, you will enjoy the rest of the series, which I will do the videos about them in the weeks to come. I'm going to start posting each video on Wednesday. Next week will be the second book in the Morganville Vampire series, Dead Girls Dance. But I guess that's the end of this book review. If you like it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, so you'll know when the next book review comes out. Thanks for watching. I know it's a popular concept for YouTubers to do a question of the week, so I'm going to do a question of the week. Since this is my first video, I had my friends tell me random questions, and I drew them out of the hat before the video. So this week's question of the week is Vampire Diary books versus Sookie Stackhouse novels. Which one's better? If you've read them or if you haven't read them, if you have any opinion on the question of the week whatsoever, leave it in a comment below and I will post 3 of them next week. As for next week's question of the week, I would like you to pick. Leave a comment, message, or video response telling me your question of the week, and I will sort through them, and it will be next week's question of the week. Once again, thanks for watching. You can get it in the 2-in-1, or you can just get it by itself. Have a nice day.